When football fans talk about intelligence, elegance, and control in midfield, one name always enters the conversation: Andrea Pirlo. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the strongest. And he rarely looked under pressure. But somehow, Andrea Pirlo controlled football matches like a chess master. With a single pass, he could change an entire game. For many fans, Pirlo was football at its most intelligent. Born on May 19, 1979, in Flero, Italy, Pirlo grew up obsessed with football. Even as a child, his vision and technique stood out immediately. While most young players relied on energy and pace, Pirlo relied on calmness and intelligence. He always seemed to have more time than everyone else. Pirlo began his professional career with Brescia Calcio before moving to FC Internazionale Milano. But early in his career, many managers struggled to understand his best position. He was considered too slow, too lightweight, too relaxed. At times, people doubted whether he could succeed at the highest level. Everything changed when legendary manager Carlo Ancelotti moved Pirlo deeper into midfield. That decision transformed football history. Instead of playing close to goal, Pirlo became a deep-lying playmaker, controlling matches from deep positions with passing, vision, rhythm, and composure. At AC Milan, Pirlo became the heartbeat of one of the greatest teams of his generation. Alongside legends like Paolo Maldini, Kaká, Clarence Seedorf, and Gennaro Gattuso, Pirlo dictated games with extraordinary calmness. Gattuso once joked, "I do the running so Pirlo can think." That perfectly summed up Pirlo's role. He played football almost like an artist. Long passes, perfect through balls, dangerous free kicks, complete control of tempo. Very few players in football history could slow the game down the way Pirlo could. During his time at Milan, Pirlo won 2 Champions League titles, 2 Serie A titles, FIFA Club World Cup, and he became recognized as one of the greatest midfielders in world football. One of the defining moments of his career came during the 2006 FIFA World Cup with Italy. Pirlo was magnificent throughout the tournament. In the final against France's national football team, he controlled possession under enormous pressure and later calmly scored his penalty in the shootout. Italy became world champions. Pirlo finished the tournament with 116 completed passes in the final alone, and was named one of the competition's best players. But what truly separated Pirlo from other midfielders was his mentality. Nothing seemed to panic him. In his autobiography, Pirlo famously wrote, "I don't feel pressure. I spent the afternoon of the World Cup final playing PlayStation." That quote perfectly captured his personality. Cool, relaxed, completely fearless. After leaving Milan in 2011, many believed Pirlo's career was slowing down. Instead, he joined Juventus FC and completely transformed the club. Juventus went from struggling giants to dominant champions again, with Pirlo at the center of everything. At Juventus, he added 4 Serie A titles, 2 Coppa Italia trophies, another Champions League final appearance. Once again, Pirlo controlled football matches with elegance few players could match. During his career, Andrea Pirlo made more than 850 professional appearances, scored over 70 goals, and produced countless assists through vision and creativity. But statistics alone cannot explain his greatness. It was the calmness, the intelligence, the rhythm. Former teammate Gianluigi Buffon once said, "Pirlo's feet should be kept in a museum." That is how highly he was respected by fellow professionals. After leaving Europe, Pirlo spent his final playing years with New York City FC before moving into coaching and management. But long before retirement, his football legacy was already secure. Because Andrea Pirlo changed how people understood midfield football. He proved that intelligence could dominate matches just as much as pace or power. That is why Andrea Pirlo will always be remembered as a true footballing icon. Not just because of the trophies. Not just because of the records. But because he made football look effortless. If you enjoyed this episode of True Footballing Icons, make sure to leave a like, follow or subscribe to the channel so you never miss another legendary football story. And let us know in the comments, is Andrea Pirlo one of the greatest midfielders football has ever seen?